Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm really excited for this new series that's all about music therapy. Today, we'll have an overview of what music therapy is and how it can help us with our overall well being. But throughout the year, we will be having more in depth presentations that will go into music and mindfulness, and music for health and wellness, and music for emotional support. So please stay tuned for that. Now, without further ado, I would like to present to you licensed psychologist and board certified music therapist, Karen Sanchez.
Hi, this is What's Music Got to Do with It? A music therapy overview, and just a little bit about me. Let's see, there we go. I'm going to move this out of the way here. Okay, that's better. Oh, okay. So my name is Dr. Karen Sanchez. I'm a board certified music therapist and psychologist. I've been a board certified music therapist since 2001. I'm the president of the Pacific Resiliency Center for Psychology, Wellness, and the Arts. And we are based in Stockton, California. Our website is pacificresiliency.com. What we do is we provide mental health support through the use of mental health services like psychotherapy, but also through the creative arts. And so this presentation is about music therapy and how it can help not just people with cancer or in cancer care or in remission and want ongoing support, but all sorts of different people. All right. So this is an overview, so it's going to feel a little more formal, but I'm going to try to throw in a little more conversation and some tidbits of experiential things throughout the presentation, so you get to have a little bit of music. But the other presentations in the series will definitely be more in-depth and more experiential than today. So what is music therapy? Music therapy is the clinical and evidence-based use of music interventions to accomplish individualized goals within a therapeutic relationship by a credentialed professional who has completed an approved music therapy program. And music therapy is an established health profession in which music is used within a therapeutic relationship to address physical, emotional, cognitive, and social needs of individuals. After assessing the strengths and needs of each client, the qualified music therapist provides the indicated treatment, including creating, singing, moving to, and/or listening to music. Through musical involvement in the therapeutic context, clients' abilities are strengthened and transferred to other areas of their lives. So in that picture, you see one of our previous staff music therapists, and she's actually in the hospital. And so like for our program, we actually work on an oncology unit and we're at bedside. A little different with the pandemic, but we are able to work in hospital settings and provide bedside music therapy for patients, including patients on the oncology unit and in the transfusion center. So as you know, sometimes you're in the transfusion center unit for a while, and it can be pretty boring and draining. So it's nice to have some emotional support during that process. And the last part of the definition, music therapy also provides avenues for communication that can be helpful to those who find it difficult to express themselves in words. Research in music therapy supports its effectiveness in many areas, such as overall physical rehabilitation and facilitating movement, increasing people's motivation to become engaged in their treatment, providing emotional support for clients and their families, and providing an outlet for expression of feelings. And this whole definition, all three slides, is by the American Music Therapy Association, also known as AMTA. So as you see, there's a lot of different ways that music can be used in therapy. And we'll touch on some of those today, but again, go into more depth over the course of the next few sessions as well. All right, what are board certified music therapists? So board certified music therapists have a bachelor's degree or higher, or an equivalency degree in music therapy from AMTA approved college, university, and programs. We have 1,200 hours of clinical training, and they have a supervised internship that usually goes about 6 full-time months, depending on how many hours the internship is per week. They also have to pass a board certification exam to earn the credential MTBC, which means Music Therapist Board Certified. So if you want to know if your music therapist is clinically trained and has the appropriate education, they should have the MTBC credential. And some states now have licenses for music therapists, which is really cool. They have to adhere to AMTA standards of clinical practice, code of ethics, and professional competencies, and they stay within CBMT's scope of practice. So there are a lot of rules and regulations to outline how we practice as board certified music therapists, which is good for the client. So they know that we have all this training, education, we have ethical guidelines. So, you're getting really good care. And just a brief history of music therapy. What is it? We hear a lot about music therapy more lately in the media. So music therapy's roots began in the 1940s with physicians and the American Medical Association's work with World War II veterans. They found that music helped them cope with physical and emotional trauma. And so music has its effects on our bodies. It has a calming effect, it has a motivating effect, but it also has a way to help us calm our emotions and stress and anxiety, or to uplift us when we're feeling down. Where do music therapists work? Music therapists work in both private industry and state agencies throughout the state and serve adults and children with developmental, psychiatric, neurological, medical, educational, end of life, forensic, and preventive care needs. So if you look at all those populations, you can see that we can work with basically all ages, a lot of different mental health and medical conditions. So you can see us in a lot of different types of workplaces. Let's see, this is kind of covering up these slides. Let's move this over. Okay, why does music work as therapy? A lot of times they refer to music as a universal language because it penetrates all cultures. If you can think about all the different cultures around the world, music is present in one way or another, whether it's full on dancing and singing, or even as simple as drumming during rituals and things like that. Music allows for nonverbal communication. So if it's hard to describe in words how you're feeling, we can do that through the way we communicate through music, whether it's humming, moving, tapping to music, playing an instrument. And these are all things that we are able to use as music therapists to help people reach their goals. We learn concepts with music. There's stronger encoding, or I guess you could say like cementing the information in the brain with music. And also music uses more areas of the brain at one time. And that's kind of what feeds the research on like dementia and Alzheimer's, and why certain parts of the brain are still well maintained even after the dementia has set in, yet music is able to bring out those experiences. Also, music is intrinsic to the human experience. Our biology is based on rhythm, such as breathing, right? We have a steady breathing rate. We have a steady, hopefully a steady heartbeat. And those are all rhythmic biological functions. Also, everyone can relate to some kind of music. We all have music we don't like, but we also have music that we do like, whether it's as simple as just keeping a beat or listening, or as complicated as, other music like jazz, rap, rock and roll, whatever that might be. And I really like this quote at the bottom. It says, "Music is what feelings sound like." Let's see. All right, music effects on the brain. I'm going into why the music works. So music bypasses our logical part of our brain, which is our cortex, and directly impacts our emotional centers, which is our limbic system. So what that means is we don't have to think about music and how to experience it because it kind of automatically happens. We have that emotional impact pretty immediately. Everyone's emotional responses can be different. But the mechanisms are the same. And so, we can go to a concert and feel chills, right? We have these automatic responses, or we can remember a memory and that makes us sad. I always joke and say, there's always that song we hear when we're shopping and it comes on over the radio, over the loudspeaker, I guess, and it reminds you of like that breakup that we've had with a significant other, and it takes us back there in an instant, right? Music has that ability to do that. And also the tension and resolution in music helps our emotional centers cope with stress and anxiety. I could go into more detail with that in one of our later presentations. So we'll do a little bit more with that to see how that works. So our heart rate and breathing rate can align to the speed or tempo of the music. This is amazing. It's called entrainment. And based on how fast or slow the music is going, our body has a natural tendency to want to line up with the speed of the music. And I've seen this in action in medical settings because it's really easy to see heart rates of patients. And you can see that as the music slows, sometimes the heart rate can slow down, which is usually more aligned with a relaxation response. Let's see. Sometimes we automatically feel an urge to clap our hands, tap our feet, or move to the music. So I'm going to start bringing out the guitar so we can do some things together. You don't have to do anything. Just get your hands ready or get your foot ready to tap, just so you can see how easy it is to allow the music to help you change the way you move. So decide whether you want to tap your foot or clap your hands or do both or jump up and down if that's what you want to do. You're going to clap to the beat. So you've got a pretty steady beat going, right? But what if I do this? Are you moving faster? And then what if I do this? Slowing down, right? But our body has that ability to automatically follow. All right, and so that's an example of how music kind of affects our brain and our ability to move. And so that can be useful if, you're feeling down, you don't want to do anything. If you can turn on some music that's more upbeat and really allow yourself to feel it and motivate you. It can help with those transitions, right? When you're resting, you don't want to get up, but there's something you want to do, you're just not feeling it. Sometimes music can help with that transition and uplift you. Or the opposite, if you're feeling like you're really restless and you've been moving around a lot, can't sit still, and sometimes playing music that's slower can help with that transition into being more calm and relaxed. Like if you are ready to go to bed, but you're feeling really antsy, then music can be used in that way. We remember events associated with specific music. So I'm just going to quickly sing a song that is pretty familiar for most people. And I want you to think about maybe a memory that you have associated with this song. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. thinking about a specific person or an event where maybe someone sang that song to you, or maybe you sang that song to someone else. Or maybe you can think about a time you were sitting out in the sun, right? Maybe it's at a beach or just in your backyard or watching the sun shine through your window. So I want you to bring up that memory or whatever thought that is and listen to the song again. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. All right. Hopefully that's a positive memory, and then you can sit with that for a little bit. And what's great about music is that you can use it for yourself, right? It's music therapy when you have a music therapist with you, doing an evaluation, designing treatment, and then providing the therapy to help you reach your goals. But music has therapeutic effects. And so thinking about songs that maybe we associate with good times in our lives, right? When we're struggling, maybe we're, on chemotherapy and we don't feel well, we're nauseated, but, there isn't much more we can do. We have the ability to take control and allow our music to help us get through those tough times. And so thinking about times in your life when you were really happy. Maybe it's a wedding or songs that you used to sing to your children, or like graduation or a great party you went to, or maybe music from another country to remember a trip that you went on, right? Music has that ability to bring back those good memories. You don't want to focus on the bad ones, just the good ones, right? And we retain information better when it is put to song. So we have the emotional information, but also music therapists work with kids and things. And just a quick, how did you learn your ABCs? Did you just remember a list of letters? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. No, we did not, right? We learned the song. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Right? I'm not going to sing the whole alphabet for you. I'm sure you know it because you learned the song, right? Let's see. Don't know what that, I hope that wasn't up there that whole time. It probably was. Sorry about that. And then listening to music releases hormones and neurotransmitters associated with mood and motivation. And these are good hormones and neurotransmitters, such as dopamine, which, is that feel good, the feel good hormone that makes you want to do something again, right? Oxytocin is released like when we give hugs, that's released then. So these are all good things. Cortisol helps us to motivate to do things, kind of amps us up. Of course, too much cortisol is anxiety, but then we can always calm it down, and it also affects our serotonin levels, which, sometimes people take medication to be able to influence their serotonin levels, but we can see if the music helps. And then using the music. That's what music therapists do, right? You learn a little bit about how music can influence the brain. So music therapists take music's ability to affect our bodies, thoughts, and emotions to use in a therapeutic way for us to experience positive outcomes physically, cognitively, and emotionally. And so the next classes in the series, or the next presentations, will definitely go into that a lot more, and you'll be able to experience and do a lot more things. And so stay tuned. Over the course of the year, we will talk about how you can use music in your own life and experience some of the therapeutic effects. So we're going to talk about music and mindfulness, music to support health and wellness, and then music for emotional support. So hopefully today's presentation gave you just a quick overview of what music therapy is what a board certified music therapy is, what their qualifications are, and how the music works, why we experience what we experience in music activities or such as music listening or dancing, and then how music therapists use those effects to help people like you when we're struggling or we have goals that maybe we're having trouble reaching. For example, music therapy with physical therapists, right? Helping keeping the rhythm and steadiness of physical exercise, helping to motivate. And then, so if you have exercises at home that you need to do as well, then you can turn that music on and play your favorite rock song or something that's pretty upbeat to trigger those positive emotions and get you going. And so if you have any questions, feel free to email me or visit our website. We always have ongoing virtual groups for emotional support, especially during the pandemic. So I look forward to our next presentation. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Karen, and thank you to all for tuning in today. As I mentioned in the beginning of the presentation, this is the first part of the series, so don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page at The Pink Room Plays to stay tuned for the other videos that are part of the series. Thank you all so much again.